All right, so what we got to talk about tonight is some pretty serious stuff, and it went down during this morning's live stream. So we were in Judge Stevens' court observing him, and his first contestant was a young man. He was 18 today. Was that his age?
Yes.
I believe he was 18
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was 15/16, he did some unfortunate things with regards to certain pictures and videos with a certain age group that you really shouldn't do those things with. Could I have danced around that any better, YouTube? Let me know. So we were frustrated in the end because in the beginning, it seemed like this was going to be treated the way that it should be treated. Barbara being very honest in the chat right now.
I know. I would just say hi to Barb.
So it looked like this was going to be treated the way that it should be treated, and that was seriously that there would be a meaningful sentence, that there would be prison time, that this crime would be treated as it should be. And it was, right up until we heard the word suspended. Yep. And then it got worse from there.
Oof.
And in the end, what I feel this young man got was a slap on the wrist. So I think what we need to do tonight is we need to talk about exactly what went down, how we feel about it. Is it a slap on the wrist, or is it appropriate for his age? Do you think there's any chance at reformation for him? And then this will probably open up to a broader discussion on this whole topic, because as I was talking with my son about this today, it seems like the punishment does not fit this crime almost every time. But I could be wrong.
Who's going first? Who's going first?
You are, because you opened your mouth.
Here we go.
Go for it. What's up, Bailey?
So the state and they came to like a 2 to 6 prison agreement, and apparently a deferred was okay by Texas law. This kid could have gotten a deferred sentence, meaning it would have been wiped off his record. But he was also eligible for regular probation as an option. This was a second-degree felony, and it's a very egregious crime committed by, like you said, a 16-year-old in possession of 39 images, 54 videos, and a note that I'll bring up later. And it's a crime. How do we handle this? And what I noted from Stevens was he really struggled with this one. There were times where I didn't clock it. I wanted to be prepared for this show, but it was very long delays where he was just looking down. And, I don't envy him. I don't envy him being on the bench that day for this case. That's kind of where I'm standing right now. So I pitched that to you guys.
So you don't envy him?
Well, like the judge,
Yeah.
like I don't like having to make that decision and try to figure out, all right, is this, what do I do with this? As you know, I was late to court. For the record, for everybody listening, I was late to court, so I had to come in and I had to figure out what's going on. And to be fair, I don't know about you guys, when I came in late to court and I was watching this, and I was like, okay, he's a creep, and I'm like, man, he looks like he's like 20. He looks like he's in late 20s or 30s. Like he looks like, and I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, give him go. Like, yeah, he's got to go. And then when I found out he's 18 and he was doing this when he was 15, and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. There's another level of, I have to reconsider. There's another filter, I should say. There's another filter that I had to consider about this.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
what would that other filter be?
Well, I'm filibustering. I want to share the floor, so I've been speaking for a little bit.
All right.
Yeah,
Ashley,
you're
you're
good.
about to say something.
Well, Yeah, that's suspended. I think that 6 years was fine. Not fine for what he did, but if that's the max sentence, then fine. But for it being suspended, I do not agree with that at all. He should serve time doing that. Um, I don't agree that there'll be happy trails. He's going to constantly have this battle and this urge. And I just don't agree. I don't feel like he's going to get through probation. I think this is all wasted. I don't feel this is good in any case. I don't. I think he needs to be locked up, unfortunately. I don't know
Yeah.
how else I can say it, because there is um there's no easy way around this, unfortunately. Even if he went through counseling and stuff like that, that's great and all, but this type of issue is not just solved by counseling, unfortunately. So, and starting this young too, is also really surprising to me.
I have
So those are my
thoughts.
thoughts.
I have thoughts on this starting this young thing that perhaps we can get to in a minute. But Michael, are you up and running? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm curious what your thoughts are, and I would throw this extra little piece out for now that hasn't been brought up yet. But it's not just the images and the videos. He also expressed interest in his little brother.
Yeah.
Right.
So where are you at with this one?
There's a lot of thoughts, but to try and compress them all sort of into a neat bundle here as best I can. When this case first started, I kind of echoed Dan's sentiments there. I actually, even in the chat, said, yeah, Stevens is thinking just like I am, because initially he asked the state if they wanted to go first, and they deferred. So the defense started in, and they, immediately kind of went to the mitigation and, doing the thing that defense does, and zealously representing the client and trying to talk about his troubled past. And Stevens jumped in right away. And I thought, okay, here we go. He's not having it today. And it, as Dan said, this thing was going along, and I thought, yeah, there's no way in hell that he's going to get. And this was 2 to 6, but really, this is a second-degree felony in Texas. What he did, which is punishable by 2 to 20. And so they negotiated to a cap of 6 years. So I figured, okay, Stevens is going to go all the way to the cap. Then, the kid's 18, and you could kind of sort of see at the just before he said the word suspended, you could kind of see that it was almost like, he might not go for the cap. But I still figured there'd be some time in the prison. But there wasn't. And I couldn't believe it. You have all of these images. You have videos. And Judge Stevens said it himself. This is somebody that's been victimized each time an image is looked at. Each time a video is viewed. And then, as Dan pointed out, his little brother, I'm telling you, the whole thing was gross. And then to get 6 years, 6 years suspended, not a. He will do. My understanding is he's going to do, like weekend jail time.
Yeah, so he was sentenced to 180 days. He had to do that as part of this deal. But then he's given the option of, well, how do you want to do that? That was asked.
Yeah.
And then they offered this idea of weekends, and that's where I believe Bailey put in the chat, would you like a massage as well?
Yeah, and I call it jailcation, or staycation, jailcation. It's like, I get to go I'm going for my weekend retreat to the jail. And, I get jail is no fun regardless of how you have to do it. But if you have to do it, it's like that's the easiest way to do it. And it doesn't seem like as much of a punishment.